Hello there. Today I wanted to do a fun one. This is a Thrawn green deck that is built to have the ultimate goal of using strafing gunship with hardpoint heavy blaster to just basically wreck anything that your opponent has on the ground. I wouldn't say that this is the most competitive deck in the world. As you can see, I built it without Vader or Boba Fett to keep the price tag down a little bit, but super fun to play in weeklies to try to pull off the big combo. So, a few things we can look at here. In ground, we're basically just looking to trade our early units just to prevent them from building up a giant ground presence, right? So, Crafty Smuggler, Greedo, and the Gamorrean Guards and Bosk are all just good, slow you down kind of units that uh, will let us get to the point where we've built our combo. Super Laser Technician helps us get to an end game where we can get a win off, and Jabba is letting us pull more tricks. So we do run a pretty full complement of the tricks with Shoot First, Waylay, and Asteroid Sanctuary. And these are here again mainly just to slow our opponent down. We've also got Outmaneuver and No Good to Me Dead. So between all of these events, which we can fetch with Jabba, and Thrawn's ability, we're going to have the ability to exhaust a lot of what our opponent has. And it's actually fairly strong. If you can keep their leader down, if you can trade with some of their smaller units and then keep their bigger units down, the deck does a pretty good job of making sure that your opponent isn't going to do something monstrous. It is worth mentioning that uh, in this deck, a decent amount of the time, you want to grab initiative. Maybe when you still have an action or two left that you could do, just so that you can pull off Thrawn's ability. And then in the space lane, this is really where we're going heavy. This is kind of our win condition. Obviously, our ground units are all pretty small. They're not winning the game for us. But in space, we have a real chance. So the 7th Fleet Defender and the Consortium Star Viper can deal with all the little space units. They can trade with the Inferno Fours or the Green Squadron A-Wings. And then what we're really looking to pull off is that strafing gunship. Super fun with Energy Conversion Lab because you can ambush it in and attack a ground unit that your opponent probably won't see coming. And then with the hardpoint heavy blaster, it's hitting for 5. It's got 6 health, so that's pretty tough to kill in space. And it's attacking enemy units on the ground. So it's taking 2 less damage back when it's attacking. But it's also dealing 2 damage to a unit in the defender's arena every time it attacks. So that works in space, but it also works in ground. So you basically, if you can pull this off, you're hitting something in ground for 7, basically, or you can split it up, do a 5 and 2. It's basically like a Vader that can attack uh, in either arena, and um, it's a little easier to pull off than Vader, where you get to 7 resources. So it's amazing. Because our space lane is so good, the Mining Guild TIE Fighter is a little easier to put in there. And between the TIE Fighter and Jabba, you have a decent way of getting through your deck to try to uh, get to better cards. I've got the smuggling compartment in there just to help fuel some extra card draw with the TIE Fighter or maybe Thrawn's ability. And then, this is really, kind of the mid game. You're wanting to clear out your opponent's units. And then this is kind of your win condition here, right? So the hard point heavy blasters go on the gladiators just fine too. And if you can start attacking for 7 or 8, Chimera, I'd say, is on the surface not the greatest card in the game. Uh, the fact that it costs 8 and doesn't have an immediate impact on the game is not great. But with all that exhaustion that we have in here, the no good to me deads and stuff like that, it can close out a game. Uh, and also with Thrawn's ability, you can do some fun things there where you kind of claim initiative early, maybe deny your opponent the top card of their deck that you saw, which if they get used to it, they will probably start resourcing it no matter what, even if it's a card they wanted to play, and that can be just as powerful. So it's a super fun deck, uh, fun to take to weeklies, maybe not to a 1K.